Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. Here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Are you getting there? Are we getting there? Do you like my flowers? Those are from my garden. So I thought we'd take a break from all of the comments about the bodhisattvas, although there's one right here, and we would just enjoy the flowers. While they're blooming, it's beautiful. Life is beautiful. It doesn't always seem like that, huh? So we're in a transition, and I'm trying to answer as many of your comments as possible because you are driving this channel. I want to answer your questions and what you're experiencing, so please share that. I'm never going to expose who you are. I don't know who you are half the time anyways, so don't be afraid, because a lot of questions you ask, a lot of other people are asking too. So somebody just got a hold of me and said, what about high blood pressure? And I have to tell you something. First of all, you know I'm not a doctor. You know I would never give you medical advice that goes against what a physician tells you to do, and you should always listen to that first. You get to make that decision if it makes sense or not. So please, please, please don't ever stop taking meds or doing anything unless you just feel that it's not working, it's not for you, and there's another route you want to change. High blood pressure, that's just one symptom of the transition. Now somebody else might look at this, especially a physician who's trained to be in a box. I have a friend who's a doctor, and boy, she told me, man, they have to be in the box because if they go outside, they get in trouble. All right, so I want you to remember that's where they're coming from. They may even be thinking, lady, you need to go meditate, but they're not going to say that, right? They're going to say, here's your meds, because they get paid for giving you prescriptions. All right, so I'm sorry, that's the world we live in. So we have to start making our own decisions. We're going to talk about government, education, all those things too. Not to disrespect the existing institutions, because that's how we function, and we put all of that in place. We have to take responsibility, but it's not working anymore. So let's go back to the transition. What happens when you're finding that, wow, all of a sudden your blood pressure is going up? I have always had unbelievable health. I mean, I can remember having my full-blown, for insurance purposes, full-blown physicals, and the doctors going, oh my God, I mean, it's just off the charts. And ironically, I had a champagne tasting the night before I went and got it done. And so my blood pressure was slightly up from what it usually was, and it was so incredibly great. I was like, boy, he should see it when I haven't had a few champagnes the night before. I don't recommend that, by the way. So recently, this is maybe about a year ago, when we were going through some major changes, I felt weird, and I took my blood pressure, and it was up. And I thought, what is this? And I wasn't changing anything that I was doing, and I realized that I'm going through some kind of transition. So I want to share with you what can be done about that, because we can say, oh, it's the earth transition, or maybe you're just eating and drinking the wrong stuff, okay? That's really a big possibility. Well, let's combine those two. When you're transitioning to a higher frequency, your body can no longer tolerate the things that are not good for it. And it actually takes you down to a lower frequency. When you do alcohol or drugs of any kind, you're lowering your frequency. So it's not good to do that. And obviously, if you know me, you know that I like to drink wine, or I'm a social drinker, and that too can affect you depending on how far you take that. So I'm just telling you that you have to be very cognizant of your own body and say, okay, if I have a glass of wine, what does that do? Now, my family's European, so Europeans, they drink wine with dinner. It's no big deal. But what are you doing beyond that maybe is taking you into the unhealthy zone? Take a look at that first, because your body might be saying, guess what? This isn't working anymore. If you go to the higher frequency, which you are, you have to clean up some things. What are you eating? Are you eating meat? Are you eating stuff with chemicals? Because meat generally has a lot of chemicals and fear in it. I'm not making this up. If I was to, kill something, it would be petrified, and it releases all of these, let's say chemicals into the body. that are very detrimental to whoever eats that meat. I don't eat meat. So, and it's been wonderful. So think about what you've been doing, what you've been thinking, are you meditating? Meditation, in a lot of, actually some hospitals do that, have patients meditate. And it lowers their blood pressure, it lowers the anxiety. If you are not meditating and you find your blood pressure going up, these are just medical solutions for you that also raise your frequency. So if you're experiencing some things and you're thinking, wow, I'm actually going through something myself, I'm like, what is this? I never get sick. I'm not sick, but I never get sick. I never experience certain things, but I've had a few things show up that I thought, all right, I need to pay attention to that. What do I need to shift? And a lot of it could be what's going on up here, how you're living, what direction you're going with your life. That is much more detrimental to your health than anything else. Seriously, even the Cheetos you eat, because if you are not in a relaxed, peaceful, living your passion, living your purpose, feeling good about your life, you're actually sending horrible messages to the healthy cells that sort of, become weak, and then other things take over. There's no evil in your body. There's just a perfect balance. And when you're tired or stressed or whatever, there becomes an imbalance, including things like cancer. That's why a lot of people get cancer. Nobody's looking at where's that coming from. Cancer supposedly, because I have read what the symptoms supposedly mean. Cancer is usually anger. You can see the most calm people, and then you're going, wait, there's something that they're holding inside that is detrimental to their physical health. This is all real stuff. This has been documented from a scientific medical standpoint, that what we feel and think, stress levels all affect our health. Obviously, we all know that. So if your blood pressure is going high and you feel like you have all of that in check, is my diet really clean? Maybe because I'm sensitive and my DNA is changing, that meat or fast food I'm eating is having a much more detrimental effect to me, because I'm in a way more fragile. When you go up to the higher frequencies, you're a little bit more fragile with your body. You're much more sensitive to everything. Your sensitivities go up. So as a higher frequency, it doesn't tolerate something that is bad for it. So it's sending that message to you quickly. It's no longer in this dense mode where you're always feeling like crap and you don't even know it, right? If you're tired a lot, go sleep. If you wake up at 3 a.m., don't fight that. Get up and meditate. Get on, read a book. I shouldn't say get on your computer. That's what I do. But I'm writing stuff that I love, that makes me feel good, and I put my work on your e-courses and all these things. And then you go, oh, I'm tired, and you go back to bed and you sleep like a baby. You're going with your natural cycle. If you're getting up because you're worrying, same thing. Don't try to go back to sleep. Sit up. Put in a guided meditation so that you're not going blah, blah, blah in the head. And I have some very good ones. I highly recommend them. I have one that expands your energy out, so you're getting away from this and you're pushing out. And you're connecting to all the power that you are, your higher self, all of your protectors, all that beautiful energy. It's always with you. So I went through the high blood pressure thing, and I took it and I thought, okay, what can I clean up? What do I need to do? So I looked at everything, and I absolutely took it to the next level. And I was like, I'm super healthy eater, and I work out constantly. And I thought, okay, then what's going on here? Am I overloading myself? Even if you're doing good things, if you overload yourself, you could be exhausted too. So, you're still a human being. You don't become this perfect light being, at least not yet, because we're still working stuff out. You're still here on a mission. You're still here doing things. And as a human being, you get to experience stuff that allows you to say, hey, my blood pressure went up too. Here's what I did. If you go into this perfect state, you can't even relate to anybody anymore. I've been there. I seriously couldn't even talk to anybody. It was painful to talk to somebody, because I was like, oh, it was just, I didn't think of it as a waste of time. It had no value for them or me. It's like, what are we going to talk about? I mean, I was euphoric. There's nothing to say anymore. So when I came down a little bit from that, I realized my humanness is allowing me to be a very good and realistic mentor, sharing some of the things that I go through, loss and transition and all of these things that happen as we get older or as we transition from careers and relationships. How do you go through that? Because you don't stop feeling things as you go through that. So are you going through any kind of personal transition that would maybe get you to be a little bit more excited? Are you working too hard? Are you stressed? Are you not meditating? Clean up the diet. That's the number one thing. And exercise. You have to exercise. Are you getting out in the sun? That sun is such an awesome source for you in a beautiful, beautiful way. I'm not recommending this, but I never put on sunblock. I don't. Wear protective clothing. I just got in the pool with some friends of mine, and they're slathering all this stuff. They're getting in the pool. It's getting in the pool. They said, aren't you putting anything on? I said, no. And they're wearing hats and all this stuff. And 3 of us equally looked tan. And I had no burns or no effects of anything. I put my sunglasses on to protect my eyes. Nothing. So what's happening, I think when you go to higher frequencies, you're going to find that you really don't have as many issues as you think you did. And you're starting to rely on nature and working with nature. Again, not recommending somebody that's lily white to go into a pool with the sun. But what I'm just giving that as an example of, you're going to find that all of a sudden you need to work more with nature and what's natural and what's best for you and higher frequencies, and that's loving what you do, giving and purpose, not focusing on you all the time and what you get. I need this, I'm manifesting this. It's like, okay, these are things I desire. Now what am I going to do? I'm here to do more than just sit around and pray for the lottery. If I hear about the lottery one more time, I'm asking you, what is it about that whole thing that is benefiting you and others? You say, well, if I won, I'd give the money. Baloney. We know that's not why you're trying to manifest it. You are trying to get a solution to a problem that you think money is going to solve. So look at that and use this desire that you have to look at, why am I still looking at the outside world to fix me? And say, so when I buy a lottery ticket, because I do once in a while, I'm not going, I have to manifest. I don't do any of that. I just go buy a ticket and I win all the time, constantly. Why? Because I'm on a higher frequency. So I'm working on my frequency. So when you're on a higher frequency, you win things, you get the abundance. Are you guys getting this now? So again, you can still be on a high frequency and have symptoms like high blood pressure and that. So I'm not saying you're not on that frequency, but now you are adjusting to that. And again, very sensitive. More things need to be cleaned up. You need to really look at that and say, wow, this is really affecting me. So I need to maybe eat less, eat cleaner foods, I don't know, juicing, whatever. Find what works for you. I'm not a juicer, but, it's really all about you reconnecting to your natural self and eliminating anything artificial in your life, including stress and the things you're told you need to do that don't resonate with you anymore. So get a list out and say, what are the things that I'm not resonating with anymore that I can change and clean up? Make that list. Maybe I don't eat as healthy as I should, or maybe I am not working out that much, or maybe I can add a walk every day and back off on drinking beer, or and then all of a sudden the blood pressure comes down. You go, oh, that was easy. You're not popping doggone pills. That's a bunch of crap, Most of the time, they're popping pills, getting you to pop pills, and telling you on TV that you're sick, and you're not. When you make the adjustments and you're late, go ahead and here's the pizza. Here's your high blood pressure pill. How about, hey, here's some wholesome, healthy foods you can buy at your grocery store. Here's the farmer's market. Go there. And then go over here and meditate. And then if you're using everything, I inherited whatever. Sometimes we inherit certain traits in order because it's part of the role we play here, but eliminate every possible thing that could be contributing to something like that. And then if you're still having an issue and you believe that you need a pill or whatever, by all means, see your physician. Or see your physician and work on those things at the same time. So you have to do what's right for you. And I know somebody that has a debilitating disease who got off every single med. She only takes a pain med once in a great while now, and she's working out. She's lost 30 pounds. It's just amazing. It's like, see? Isn't that funny how now you're healthier and you're off all the meds? And I'm talking a serious disease. And so I'm like, isn't that interesting? And she's also going into this very positive space. So your world is whatever you want it to be. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. If you're having these symptoms, congratulations. You're probably disconnecting from the world, and you need to disconnect from all the stuff that's still not serving you well. Namaste and blessings, my friend, for miracles. You can perform them every day.